In the headlines, 11 released victims of Kaduna train attack reunite with their families. INEC promises credible governorship election in Ekiti State. Blackout as national grid suffers fifth collapse in 2022. Away from Nigeria, former U.S. President Donald Trump blasts congressional inquiry into Capitol riot. Hello and welcome to Trust News Update. I am Ayuba Ilya. Thank you for joining. And now the details. 11 kidnapped passengers from the March 28 Kaduna train attack who were released last weekend have been reunited with their families. The victims were released following a series of negotiations with the federal government after spending 11 weeks in captivity. Upon their release, they were first taken to Abuja for debriefing and were later brought back to Kaduna on Monday, where they were handed over to their families by the military. The Emir of Ilorin, Ibrahim Sulu Gambari, has called on retired military officers to come together and offer expertise to the federal government on how to end the insecurity across the country. The monarch gave the advice while receiving members of the 25th regular course who paid him a courtesy visit in his palace in Ilorin. The Emir, who noted that all parts of the country are witnessing one form of insecurity or the other, and believes that the experience garnered by the retired military men will go a long way in helping the country overcome the challenges.
You open your newspaper in the morning or your radio, how many people were killed? 35 there, 50 there. As if we are not in a war. War needs no rule. There's no rule in the war. They can come and kill you in your bedroom or go to your backyard when they want to kill you. But the issue is they come to kill you. They have come in to kill you now. The northeast has been almost battered and captured. The northwest is the turn. Now, the south, the southeast and everything. The north central, of course, is one way or the other, done here, halfway done.
He knows why he said that. The retired military generals or retired military officers should come together. Based on the situation today in this country, these are experienced Nigerians, okay, that have served in different capacities. And anything to do with security, the military people are exposed to it. So truly, there are efforts, okay, in coming together as retired military people. And not just there, but to do what? To advise these young ones that are still in service. Because as we are retired, you know, we are not exposed to arms and even personnel. But the advice we can give today is to the young ones that are still in service and even to government also. And it all depends what the advice we give, and we just hope they will take those advices and put it into practice.
Residents of Wurakum community of Basa local government area of Plateau State are decrying cases where suspected ritualists exhume corpses for ritual purposes. The residents, while expressing worry over the development, described the situation as unfortunate. Ado Musa completes the story.
The community, through its leader, Aminu Babayo, explained that when a corpse is exhumed, some body parts will be removed, and in other cases, the graves will be dug and something inserted inside the grave for ritual purposes. He is worried that such could result in a calamity that will have consequences on the generality of the community. Yes, it is true. It is happening. We have been experiencing such activities in our community cemetery. It has happened about 4 times now. Some months back, when a woman was buried, that very night, her corpse was exhumed and certain parts of her body were removed. A few weeks later, another corpse of a teenage boy was exhumed and some parts cut. So, this has been a source of concern for us. Muhammad Arab, a resident of the area, also expressed worry over the incident. He said, "It is sad to see such activities happening in the area. We are not happy with what is happening here. We are praying to Allah to get us out of this problem. It is very, very unfortunate. We are calling on those behind these devilish acts to stop, as this will not bring meaningful development to them and the community as a whole." Babayo, however, called on members of the community to be vigilant and report any suspicious movement in the area. Ado Musa, Trust TV News, Jos.
The Inspector General of Police, Usman Alkali Baba, has ordered the arrest and probe of the policeman attached to the popular musician Burna Boy, who was involved in a shooting at Club Cubana, Victoria Island. In a statement through the Force PRO, CSP Olumuyiwa Adejobi, it said that the police personnel alleged and identified in the shooting incident at Club Cubana, Victoria Island, Lagos on Wednesday, June 8, 2022, have been taken into custody and are being investigated for their involvement in the incident. In a similar vein, the Independent National Electoral Commission says it is ready to conduct a credible governorship election in Ekiti State. Speaking on Tuesday, Chairman of the INEC's Information and Voter Education Committee, Festus Okoye, said that the Commission will deploy the bimodal voter accreditation system for the June 18 election. Okoye said INEC Chairman Professor Mahmoud Yakubu was already in the southwestern state, and he said stakeholders will sign the peace accord on Wednesday. The Inspector General of Police, Usman Alkali Baba, has given assurances that his agency will work with the Independent National Electoral Commission and all stakeholders to protect democratic values and provide a level playing field for all political actors during the Ekiti State gubernatorial elections scheduled for June 18. A statement on Monday by the Force Public Relations Officer, Muyiwa Adejobi, indicates that the police boss also pledged to ensure adequate protection of voters, INEC officials, equipment, accredited observers, and other key players in Ekiti State. To this end, Deputy Inspector General of Police in charge of the Force Criminal Investigation Department, Babatunde Kokumo, has been deployed to Ekiti State to coordinate security component for the election. Now, the Parliamentary Staff Association of Nigeria of the National Assembly has suspended its strike. The workers embarked on an indefinite strike a fortnight ago to press home demands for payment of some allowances. Addressing the workers at the entrance of the National Assembly on Tuesday, the PERSON chairman, Sunday Sabi, said that they agreed to suspend the strike following some agreements reached with the leadership of the Senate. The workers, however, threatened to resume the industrial action if agreements reached were not implemented by the end of July. The National Peace Committee has appealed to the residents of Ekiti to choose peace over violence in the coming governorship election in the state. Chairman of the committee and former head of state, General Abdulsalami Abubakar, made the appeal in a statement barely a week to the election day. He urged the people to come out without fear, but with hope to exercise their franchise and vote to deepen the democratic process in the state. He urged everyone taking part in the election to follow due process, conduct themselves with civility and patriotism, and ensure that they do not take the laws into their hands, no matter the grievances they may hold against individuals and other stakeholders in the poll. Nigeria's electricity grid has collapsed again, causing a blackout in states across the country. Major electricity distribution companies in the country notified their respective customers of the development on social media. In a Twitter post, Kaduna Electric said that the national grid collapsed around 6:47 p.m. on Sunday. Also, Jos Disco appealed to its customers for their understanding and cooperation regarding the power outage. On its part, the Enugu Electricity Distribution Company said that the system collapse led to the shutdown of its outgoing feeders, thus disrupting supply to customers in Abia, Anambra, Ebonyi, Enugu, and Imo states. Similarly, Eco Electricity Distribution Company posted on its Facebook page informing customers of the development. The Abuja Electricity Distribution Company, which oversees Abuja, Kogi, Nasarawa, and Niger states, also posted a similar message on its Twitter page on Sunday night. This is the 5th grid collapse in Nigeria in 2022. You're watching Trust News Update. Coming up after the break. How graduate becomes employer recycling waste. Details and more shortly. Join us again. Thanks for staying. You're watching the news update on Trust Television. Here's a reminder of our top stories. 11 released victims of Kaduna train attack reunite with their families. INEC promises credible governorship election in Ekiti State. Moving on, no fewer than 40,000 trainees under the NPOWER of the National Social Investment Program have been trained in various artisanal skills. The beneficiaries graduated from various skills after a 3-month training program under the NPOWER and the NBuild initiative. Sadia Umar Farouk, Minister of Humanitarian Affairs, Disaster Management and Social Development, at the closing ceremony in Abuja, expressed delight with the training, which she noted will help empower the youth for greater productivity. The report.
According to the minister, it is a productive venture to economically advance the living standard of young unemployed Nigerians by empowering them to become tomorrow's employers of labor. She explained that the event was a clear demonstration of her ministry's commitment to collectively address youth unemployment in line with President Muhammadu Buhari's deliberate efforts to empower Nigerian youth and reduce poverty in Nigeria.
It is also worthy to note that the federal government has made an investment on each of these trainees in the above listed trades by acquiring and providing for each of them the required toolkits, safety gears, training consumables to enable them to become and operate as skilled professional artisans and technicians.
Director General of Federation of Construction Industry, Olubumi Adekoje, said the Federation was delighted to participate in the ministry's program, adding that the trainers were trained by international professionals with a focus on construction skills. Team lead of N-Power, Nsika Kokon, said the trainees conducted themselves properly and as such would be awarded certificates.
We are privileged to be in partnership with GIZ, the organization of government, and they assisted us in training our trainers. If you were here about 2 weeks ago, you would have seen at least 5 experts who came from different parts of the world to retrain our trainers. So our trainers are continuously being trained and retrained in how to teach and how to impart knowledge to our trainees.
The trainees that we have here, they are all worthy of the learning, the character, because we have inflicted on them kind of the life skills component of the program.
Speaking on behalf of the beneficiaries, John Gullon thanked President Muhammadu Buhari and Farouk for the passion to address poverty among the youth.
Today, I want to say that we all are very happy and excited for this great privilege, for this great opportunity given to us out of the millions of Nigerians out there who are looking for the opportunity to come and learn skills such as this. I do not take this for granted, and I want to say thank you, ma'am. And by extension to Mr. President, since you are here, we believe he is also here with us. And so we want you to please help us extend our appreciation to him, to say that we are so grateful for what he's doing in our country.
High point of the event was the presentation of certificates to the trainees. The event attracted members of the Council of Registered Builders of Nigeria and other stakeholders.
A 35-year-old graduate of International Relations, Usman Bakau, in Adamawa, has taken to plastic waste recycling business in order to avoid unemployment. Bakau has not only beat unemployment, but has become an employer of over 60 youths. He is optimistic that with the necessary support, plastic recycling business will help reduce an appreciating number of unemployed youth. The report.
Plastic pollution has become one of the most pressing environmental issues, as rapidly increasing production of disposable plastic products is almost overwhelming the world's ability to handle. Just 9% of plastic waste ever created has been recycled, researchers estimate. This plastic recycling business in Adamawa has faced a series of challenges ranging from lack of support from appropriate channels as well as stigmatization of those involved in it. However, these challenges, according to Usman Bakau, are not discouraging them from using the trade to assist the government reduce unemployment.
You are developing the society, cleaning the society, giving opportunities to those who have no privileges. Those who are less privileged, living in $1, we're complaining Nigeria have a lot of unemployed, youth, young men and women. So by engaging all these who have who have been already in another field, supporting this program or this particular business, it will support and boost the economic of Nigeria by the grace of God. It's no issue of gender, females are doing it. So even housewives now gathering plastics, they know the problem and it gives them value.
He further called on government at all levels to assist them with modern equipment to enable them continue adding to the economy of the state and nation at large.
I believe if there is support of government, any organization, I think it will really support their business also. Kano and buy, even we can create cups, coolers that our children, young men and women going to school, baskets that we're carrying, we produce here in Adamawa. People from Lagos can come and buy. Why we don't have outside income was, we cannot produce, we only can buy what we can consume.
Speaking on the stigmatization of members, Chairman, Association of Scrap and Waste Dealers Association of Nigeria, Adamawa Chapter, Ladi Ismail, explained that the association is doing everything possible to make people come to terms with the fact that it is a legitimate business.
Alubale
ana samun kalubale da yawa akan wannan sana'a.
Actually, our trade is one of the most challenged one, both from government as well as some people. However, we are currently taking some measures to see that people understand its impact economically. But as I rightly put out earlier, we cannot achieve that alone without the government support.
Operators of the waste plastic recycling business say with support from government, they will be able to contribute to the growth of the GDP of Nigeria. From Yola, Silas Lawan, Trust TV News.
We'll now take a short break. The news update continues.
Every patriotic Nigerian should hear this. Any politician who means well for the people will never allow themselves or their supporters to engage in any violent, destructive activities. No politician who truly wants to serve the people and develop the nation will encourage his followers to destroy properties or take human lives before, during, or after the elections. The Nigerian public must watch out for these traits and isolate any politician who encourages supporters to engage in violence. No genuine politician or patriot will cause trouble and seek to destroy the very society which they aspire to lead or develop. Politicians who have the good of the people at heart will not allow themselves or their followers to engage in violence, destruction of properties, and then taking of lives. Be vigilant. By their words you shall know them. Shun violence. Stay away from politicians who want you to do so. Let's join hands to make the 2023 elections peaceful. This message is from the National Orientation Agency, NORA.
Thanks for staying with us. Now the news continues. The Central Bank of Nigeria has announced plans to introduce an unstructured supplementary service data code to improve the adoption of its e-Naira. Kingsley Obiora, CBN Deputy Governor, said this at the International Monetary Fund African Department Speakers Series held virtually. The discussion, moderated by Abebe Salesi, Director of IMF's African Department, was titled Central Bank Digital Currency and Private Digital Payments in Kenya and Nigeria, Challenges and Opportunities for Sub-Saharan Africa. Obiora said that the barrier to entry on the CBDC platform was low, which made it possible for everyone with a bank verification number to join the e-Naira platform in a few minutes. Away from Nigeria, Saudi Arabia has lifted a mask mandate for indoor spaces even as COVID-19 infection numbers steadily climb past 1,000 new cases a day after reaching double-digit lows just 2 months ago. Monday's move comes as the kingdom prepares to welcome around 850,000 pilgrims from abroad to participate in the annual Hajj pilgrimage. Former U.S. President Donald Trump has blasted the congressional inquiry into the Capitol riot as a kangaroo court. In a 12-page statement, he said that the investigation was designed to distract Americans from the disaster of Democratic-led governance. It came after the committee held 2 public hearings accusing Mr. Trump of an attempted coup to remain in power. The panel on Monday detailed evidence of divisions among Trump aides, over whether to accept his election loss. Supporters of Trump stormed Congress on 6th of January 2022 in a bid to thwart certification of Joe Biden's election victory. A separate ongoing criminal investigation has led to more than 800 arrests in nearly every state. Trump accused the unselect pseudo-committee of treason, referring to the Democratic-led House of Representatives Select Committee that has been conducting the inquiry for the past year. And in sports news, Australia's substitute goalkeeper Andrew Redmayne saved the last penalty to secure his country a place at this year's World Cup in Qatar as they edged Peru 5-4 in a shootout following a 0-0 draw after extra time in an intercontinental qualifying playoff on Monday. Redmayne was brought on by the Australian coach as the game inched towards penalty kicks. The playoff between the Asian and South American qualifiers had been goalless after 120 minutes and was only decided when Velara missed his side's sixth penalty, giving Australia the win at the Ahmad bin Ali Stadium in Doha. Finally, Nigeria's senior national team, the Super Eagles, defeated Sao Tome and Principe in a 10-0 at Adraf Stadium, Agadir in Morocco. 4 goals from Victor Osimhen, a brace from Terra Murphy made it 6, while Moses Simon, Ogenekaro Etebo, Ademola, Lukman and Emmanuel Dennis all scored a goal each to make it 10 unreplied goals. Nigeria tops Group A with 6 points and 12 goals. And that's a wrap on Trust News Update. Remember, you can watch more by connecting with us via all social media platforms and also subscribe to our YouTube channel. I am Ayuba Ilya. Thank you for watching.